Hey, seventh grade science. Okay, so we are going to look at your Explore 1 world population and air pollution. So when you go into your Google Classroom, you're going to see our first unit is human impact on Earth systems. So we're going to go to the Explore 1 TUVA dataset assignment. You're going to need to log into STEMscopes using this link, and you're going to have to open up this Google Slide document and make a copy. You'll only have viewing access, so make a copy to your drive. I want you to start by making a prediction about what you think will happen. If I can zoom in here, what you think will happen before we begin. So I want you to answer these two questions, and you're going to insert these pages into your digital interactive notebook. So how do you think the increase in human population affects air pollution? Okay, you don't have to be right. I just want you to try. Okay, and has air pollution increased or decreased since the 1980s? What do you think? Okay. The second page gives you directions and goes over the procedure. So I'm going to go over the first few steps with you. So we're going to go over the introductory information, and then I'm going to let you explore the data a little bit, and I'm going to show you how to set up your data set, and then just show you a couple of these air pollutant data sets that you're going to add to your graph. Okay, so I'm already logged into STEMscopes and I have it pulled up. So I'm going to go here, and your TUVA data set is going to look like this. Okay, and we want to go over our, hang on just a second, introduction information. Okay. Okay, so by the 1960s, dense smog persisted in many U.S. cities and industrial centers, and many forest ecosystems in the Northeast were being harmed by acid rain. In response, the EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, developed and Congress enacted the U.S. Clean Air Act in 1970 and made major revisions in 1977 and in 1990. Okay, so we're going to explore this data set. Okay, the first thing I want you to do is take the year, and you're going to drag it to the x-axis. Okay, so I'm going to click and drag down there. So you see my data changing. And world population to the y-axis. Okay, so we can see that the trend in our data is that over time, from 1980 to present, the world population has increased. Okay, it was much slower in 1980, only about 4.5 billion as compared to now close to, let's see, 2014, which is a little bit out of date, but still we're just over 7 billion for our human population. Okay, so next we're going to pull off the world population attribute. Okay, let's see. So I'm going to remove that by clicking the X, and then we're going to add each of these air pollutants. Okay, so let's start with carbon dioxide. Okay, so make a prediction before I do this. What do you think carbon monoxide has done over time? Okay, predict your prediction now. Okay, ready? Okay, so since 1980, the amount of carbon monoxide, okay, has gone down. We can see that's the trend in our data. Okay, so it's decreased. I'm going to remove carbon monoxide, and then you can kind of get the gist of this. We're just dragging and dropping each of these variables to see kind of what's happened. So the trend isn't as perfect as that very linear, straight line looking human population. Okay, and that's normal in real science data. You're going to have a little bit of fluctuation. You might have some years that go up and some years that go down. But overall, the trend, okay, of our data is that the amount of ozone, okay, which protects us from UV radiation, by the way, has decreased. Okay, so then you're going to go ahead and fill all of those out through carbon monoxide on your chart. Okay, so carbon monoxide through carbon dioxide. So record the general pattern that you see, and then you have 5 questions to answer. Okay, so what happens to the amount of carbon dioxide as the population increases? What happened to the amount of ozone levels over the time period? Okay, we've done that. We just did that one, right? Okay, so spoiler, number 2. We saw that the ozone levels have decreased over time. So you'd want to write that in a full, complete sentence, please, with punctuation, okay? So these pages, you're going to go ahead and make a copy, insert into your digital notebook, record your answers after you've done the activity, okay? So that is what I wanted to show you. And you want to really think about the connection between that world population we've seen that's increased so much over time, from 4.5 to over 7 billion people. Okay, so think about what's happening with these pollutants and what this data means. Okay, and we're going to have further discussions on this. Okay, so go ahead and get that done. If you have questions, let me know.